Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the first info session for the SoS2LearnDBS CLed open call. If you can hear us, you can use the chat to let us know, to send us your feedback. For questions, you can use the Q&A section on the top of your screen. Good morning. So, the info session will take into account three parts. In the first one, we will introduce the CLed call. And when I say we, I'm referring to Innova. So Innova is coordinating the project and is also responsible for managing the open calls. Today, I will make the presentation, and with me, I will have my colleagues, Francisca, Duarte, Mariana, and Anna, and they will reply to your questions in the Q&A section. For simple questions, they will reply in written. And for questions where we will need a little bit more conversation and a little bit more feedback, we will use the time at the end of the presentation. So the first part will be the introduction to the CLed call, and then the second part will be based on the Danube River Basin and Black Sea region key challenges, and this will be done representing the scientific and technical coordination team, the project coordinator, that will be Dragos Balakan from the Danube Delta National Institute for Research and Development. So feel free to use the Q&A section during the presentations. We will do our best to reply to you during your questions. And at the end, we will get back to more complete questions or questions that need more feedback. Anna is pasting on the chat how you can find the Q&A section. So please also follow us on the chat of the info session. Just a disclaimer to let you know that the purpose of this session is to support you and try to help you in preparing your proposals. Nevertheless, everything that is presented in this PowerPoint and also what we are saying verbally should not prevail above the call for proposals and guidelines for applicants, meaning that the call for proposals and guideline for applicants should be our Bible, let's say, so that should prevail above what is said here in the info session. After the info session, we will also prepare a fax for you. So every question that is pop up in this info session will be added to that document that can be found in our website. For questions related to potential conflicts of interests, we kindly ask you to send us an email, because these cases must be accessed case by case, basically taking into consideration all the information that you can send us, okay? So for these types of questions, please send us an email. So, SoS2LearnDBS is a dedicated project to restoring the ecosystems of the Danube region and Black Sea through the active participation of local communities. The project seeks to empower local stakeholders with tools, knowledge, and support implementation of water management practice, and thus contributing to restoring and protecting freshwater and marine ecosystems. The project is implemented by 12 partners. Innova is coordinating the project, but we also have standbys IDMR, Unisag, GeoEcomar, Boku, DDNI, University of Barcelona, PQS, IAD, VCSDA, and Mumbud. So this community-led open call, referred as CLed, aims to support grassroots initiatives that address environmental challenges while strengthening local capacity, empowering communities, and foster cross-regional collaboration. Just before I move on, a small thing that I forgot to say in the beginning. So the session is being recorded, and we are going to make it available on our website as well. If this is good for you, and if you are interested in this, you can click on the 3 dots below the slides, and you will find a translation slide, and you can translate the slides to your language. This is an automatic translation, so we do not state that it's accurate, but if it helps, you are welcome to use it, okay? So the funded projects under the call must, above all, contribute to at least one of the three objectives of the EU mission, restore our oceans and waters by 2030. So the ocean mission is focused on addressing different targets, mainly on biodiversity, zero pollution, and decarbonization. All the projects must contribute to at least one of these objectives and state in their proposals how they are contributing to it, and at least one of their related targets, while addressing specific local and regional challenges. The three objectives of the mission ocean are in here, together with the targets. So the first one is to protect and restore marine and freshwater ecosystems and biodiversity. The second is to prevent and eliminate pollution of our oceans, seas, and waters. And the third is to make a sustainable blue economy carbon neutral and circular. This image, together with the links for the mission ocean, can be found in the applicant's guidelines. So you can go there and make sure that your proposal addresses at least one objective and at least one target. We have 5 expected outcomes for the proposals. So we expect that the proposals will make stronger community leaderships and capacity for long-term water protection, proven innovative solutions delivering measurable environmental and societal improvements in the region, enhance multi-stakeholder collaboration and knowledge exchange, increase readiness for regional deployment and transferability of solutions, and also strengthen verifiable contribution to the mission ocean objectives and targets as mentioned. Okay, so in brief, what is the call about? Is about community-led projects implementing innovative and replicable solutions. They should have a duration, an expected duration between 18 and 30 months. They should be implemented in the Danube and Black Sea region on the 5 regions, so Upper Danube, Middle Danube, Lower Danube, Danube Delta, and Black Sea. And why we are launching this call? Because the SoS2LearnDBS is dedicated to restoring the ecosystems of the Danube region through the active participation of local communities. The submission deadline is the 30th of March 2026, 5 o'clock CAT in Brussels. And the expected starting date of the implementation of the projects is the 1st of September 2026. Who can apply? So consortiums of 3 to 7 independent legal entities, and they should take into account all the little things described in the guidelines for applicants. And most importantly, the consortium leaders should be based on one of the countries of the Danube and Black Sea region, and should also include a community local representative. How you can apply? So there's only one way for you to apply. You need to go to the submission form. You have the link in here. The link is also on our website, and it's also on the chart how you can apply and where you can find this link. The link will take you to an online application form that you need to fill, but also you need to upload the technical annex that contains the implementation process of your proposal and the description of your proposals, and also the budget of your proposal. These templates can also be found in the SoS2LearnDBS website. Okay, so how much funding is available? So we have 7 million euros to distribute, and we intend to fund at least 10 proposals, 2 per region, okay? And we have 2 different tiers, tier 1 and tier 2, that entail 2 different types of budget. And we want to fund at least 1 proposal per tier in each region. Different requirements that you have to take into consideration are the maximum funding per organization. So when you distribute your budget, you need to make sure that per partner of the consortium, only 500 euros maximum can be divided per partner. This will be made in a lump sum installment. And 100% of eligible costs will be funded, meaning that you don't need to secure any co-funding, although of course that is well seen. For funding, you have different categories that you can have: personal costs, travel and accommodation, equipment, subcontracting, and of course you need to include the flat rate indirect costs. So you also have to take into consideration that during the implementation of your projects, you need to collaborate with SoS2LearnDBS project in different key events. And for that, we ask you right in the beginning to allocate for funding tier 1 at least 10% of your total budget, and for funding tier 2 at least 4% of your total budget, to make sure that during the implementation of your projects, you have the budget to be with us and to participate with us in different key activities. So beneficiaries cannot make profit of the grant, and that there cannot be double funding, meaning that the projects cannot receive funding from multiple EU sources for the same activities. In here is the calendar of the open call. So the call opened last year on the 27th of November. The call will close at the 30th of March 2026. During April and June, the proposals will be evaluated and selected. And until September, we will manage the contractual procedures with selected applicants. So the project should start in September 2026. Again, to make it clear, the consortiums need to be formed by 3 to 7 independent legal entities. Partners must be established in the EU member states or Horizon Europe associated countries. At least one partner needs to represent or is directly accountable to local communities like NGOs, community organizations, schools, municipalities. The consortium leader must be based in a Danube Black Sea country. So here are the countries that are eligible for the consortium leader. You can also find them in the application guidelines. And also entities must have been established on before 2023 and have therefore track record for at least 2 years of existence. All of these will ensure that the consortiums are interdisciplinary and secure the participatory approach. So the types of applicants can be locally based companies or SMEs, research performing organizations, region and local authorities, non-governmental organizations, educational establishments, and also other formal constituted entities that will represent mission communities. How can you apply? So the first thing that we recommend and strongly suggest is for you to read the open call documentation. This is very important for you to prepare a successful proposal. There's a lot of details in there that you should take into consideration when you are preparing your proposal. Start preparing it as soon as you can, okay? So you don't have to do it just before the due date. Download and read all the documents. So you have the call for proposals and guidelines for applicants. You have a template for the application form that you should use and upload. You also have the application form is the online form that the link for application will get you to. So make sure that you see all the steps in there. Also, you have the technical annex, okay, prepare for you with different tips and guidelines. And you also have the budget template that needs to be used and uploaded. The step 2 is for you to prepare your application. So prepare your application using the online application form. Make sure you answer all the questions and upload the required documents like the technical annex and the budget template. And the step 3 is to submit your proposal. So you need to submit it through the link. It's the link that takes you to the EU survey. and it needs to be submitted until the 30th of March. Multiple proposals are allowed, but each beneficiary can only be funded once. So this is very important for you to know. Even if you apply with different proposals, you can only be funded by one proposal. After submission, you should receive a confirmation email. If not, contact the supporting team. Categories of eligible activities. We have three main categories. Each of them is linked with a specific mission ocean objective. So the first one is habitat restoration and ecosystem protection. The second one is pollution prevention, reduction and remediation. And the second is sustainable blue economy and circular resource use. You have different indicative scope of activities that you can use for your proposals. This is only indicative, okay? But please don't forget that despite all of this, you also need to have in your proposal cross-cutting activities, meaning that you need to show how you cooperate with scientific institutions, how you integrate social sciences and humanities expertise, how you consider social innovation, how you demonstrate a participatory community-led approach, how you build on existing knowledge and tools, how your project is deployed at scale and replicate, and also how you take leverage of additional financing. In here, you have the evaluation and selection overview. So very briefly, this is done in 5 steps. In the first step, Innova will take care to make sure that all proposals are eligible. After confirming eligibility, if yes, the proposals will follow into an individual internal evaluation. If not, the proposals will go into the rejection list. For the individual internal evaluation, each proposal will be evaluated by different criteria by 3 different evaluators. And after this step, there will be an external expert assessment to ensure transparency, fairness, and rigor in the evaluations. And then we will follow up into the consensus meeting, where it will be decided by the majority of the votes, which will be the selected and the rejected proposals, as well as the proposals for the reserve list. The ones that will be selected will have to sign a grant agreement, and then start their projects, and the payment will be done in 3 lump sum installments. In this slide, you have the evaluation criteria to be used by all the 3 evaluators that will evaluate your proposals. So the first one is advancement behind current practice. The second is community-led and participatory approach, social innovation and societal impact, dissemination and communication, feasibility and implementation capacity, commitment to the mission ocean, quality and relevance of the expected outcomes, sustainability and scaling potential. All of these criteria will be evaluated from 0 to 5, and overall score will be calculated as the sum of the average score of all the criteria. The community-led and participatory approach, for obvious reasons, is given a weight of 1.5 to determine the final ranking, while the others will only have a weight of 1. After the projects, when the projects are selected, they must expect reporting requirements. So they will have to do a mid-report with technical progress, outputs, and early impacts, but also a final report with full results, impacts, lessons learned, and replication potential. It's very important that you always link all of these into the mission ocean objectives and targets. In addition to that, you have also participation obligations with the consortium, as I mentioned previously. So the idea is that you will participate on joint activities and community exchange. You will attend key events with us. You will join regular online meetings with the project. We will also take part in different workshops and capacity building sessions. And we also contribute to knowledge sharing. Just to finish, we are planning a brokerage event. We assume that some of you might not have the consortium formed. So our idea is to support you with an event where you will get an opportunity for networking and matchmaking. This will be announced very soon. Please pay attention to our social media, to the LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, but also to our website where we will announce this date and this event. You will have to register to be part of it, so make sure you pay attention to this. So this was the information about the call. I will now give the floor to the project technical coordinator, to Dragos. Please go ahead with your presentation.
Thank you, Katarina. Hi, everyone. So my role in this session as part of the scientific and technical coordination team is to present the key environmental and societal challenges from the Danube Black Sea region that this community-led open call is designed to address. This part of the presentation provides context and rationale for the call, helping applicants to position the project ideas within real regional needs. I think someone has the mic on. Okay, so we start with challenges because the call is explicitly a problem. The code is explicitly problem-driven. The Danube Black Sea region faces complex and interconnected environment and societal challenges. These challenges are place-based and vary significantly across regions. Environmental pressures such as climate change, pollution, and river regulation translate into societal impacts like flood risk, water scarcity, and loss of livelihoods. The open call supports community-led actions that address this chain. Moving to the eligible countries by target regions, we can see the defined regions by the call following a source-to-sea perspective. Applicants must clearly situate direction within one region, and as Katarina also mentioned, all eligible conditions for consortium leaders and partners can be found in the call document. Moving to environmental challenges in the Upper Danube. In the Upper Danube, challenges are driven by climate change and intensive land and water use. Flood risk is increasing due to extreme rainfall and sealed urban surfaces, while drought reduces river flows. Rising temperatures stress ecosystems, biodiversity declines, invasive species spread, water quality is affected by nutrients, and emerging pollutants, river regulation disrupts connectivity and sediments transport. Moving to societal and governance challenges, we have governance is fragmented because we have multiple actors with different objectives. Here we have flood protection, land use, hydropower, and ecosystem services. Public awareness is limited. Community participation is insufficient, and equity concerns arise regarding costs and benefits. In the Middle Danube, also we have different environmental challenges. Pressures from urbanization, navigation, and climate change dominate. Pollution from agriculture and wastewater is significant, especially during storms. River regulation reduces biodiversity and floodplain connectivity. Sediments disruptions causes erosion, while floods and droughts increase due to climate change. Talking about societal and governance challenges. In the middle Danube, it's main characterized by complex cross-border governance. Coordination and data exchange are limited. Navigation conflicts with environmental goals. Public access to riverbanks is restricted, and local capacity gaps persist. For lower Danube, also we have some key challenges. Large dams disconnect floodplains and degrade wetlands. As you can see, sediment deficit affect ecosystems and fisheries. Draw has increased. Also, wastewater treatment gaps persist, and historical industrial pollution remains in sediments. Moving to the Danube Delta. The Danube Delta faces habitat degradation, ecosystem fragmentation, pollution, and unsustainable fishing. Limited local participation and climate-induced droughts further threaten the resilience of this unique ecosystem. In the Black Sea, as key challenges, we have coastal erosion. Altered sediment input, eutrophication, marine litter, degraded wetlands, saltwater intrusion, and tourism pressure. Here we can see an example how community-led actions translate challenges into local actions. Beach cleanups address marine litter directly while building awareness, trust, and stewardship. We also have cross-cutting challenges that address all the parts defined, all the regions. We have climate change that intensifies pressures, environmental degradation, and social vulnerability. Governance is fragmented, and communities are often involved late. This highlights the needs for community-led approaches. Coming to the role of community-led actions, they have the role to integrate local knowledge with science, to improve acceptance, to address environmental and societal challenges together, strengthen local capacity, and support replication. All applicants are encouraged to get their knowledge or to get to build on mission projects such as Danube for All, Thalia, Ecodali, Dawetres, Restore for Life, or Future Lakes. If we are talking about key takeaways, applicants should start their strong proposal with real challenges, to involve communities as partners, linked to mission objectives, and plan for long-term impact. Also, it is good to note that applicants may address the challenges presented today or additional challenges, provided they are well contextualized and demonstrate clear relevance to mission objectives. This is from my side. Katarina?
Thank you so much, Dragos. Thank you for this. I think it was very clear and it gave an overview to all the proponents. We are now opening the Q&A session. Please add your questions into the Q&A feature. We are answering each question. Okay, I think from now we just have one to answer. And this is the question comes from Named, Monica. And the question is, are projects focusing on small tributaries of the Danube, like for instance, small urban creeks, also eligible? Dragos, I will ask your opinion in here, not to say if it is eligible or not, but to explain us better these small urban creeks. Does this make sense to you? This is something that is included in these challenges of the regions. We cannot hear you, Dragos. Limited.
Yes, for sure. As the whole open call states, we have the whole Danube. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Yes. We have all the Danube basin involved, so small urban tributaries or related parts of the Danube basin are for sure eligible. But also, applicants must take in consideration all that was stated or all that is stated in the open call guidelines, that multiple actors and also trying to involve different entities is also important for the proposal.
Yes, and please don't forget that the activities and challenge mentioned in the guidelines are indicative. So if you recognize a challenge beyond the ones on the list, as long as your proposal clearly indicates where it is and the aim and how it is linked to EU mission, ocean objectives and targets, this can make a proposal eligible. So we have more time for questions. Let us see, navigate here in what we are still missing to answer. So we have a question in here, and this can also be redirected for you, Dragos, in some extent. The question is from Elena. And she asking, could you please give an example of what type of projects you are expecting? Would the restoration of a river section be suitable? Since the implementation of construction works on a river are the highest costs in an implementation project, the maximum rate for 30% subcontracting is a restriction, okay? To be in line with the call guidelines, the partners will need to implement the measures by themselves, which means they will need construction equipment and knowledge. So I think the question here is for you, Dragos, would the restoration of a river section be suitable?
Yes, but yes, for sure, reconstruction of a river section is suitable as a project proposal, but I think Elena is more stating on the financial part on related to the 30% subcontracting and exists, but I'm talking in personal examples. If you are involving communities, maybe you can find also other part of funding besides what it is offered here. You know, I mean, okay, if you think 30% is not sufficient, in some cases, we can involve communities. So you have a local authority, and they say, okay, this part is financed by the project concept, by the project budget, and the rest we can finance by ourselves. And also, this brings a plus to your proposal.
Yes, I agree, Dragos. Thank you. And in addition, I just want to add that this is an European Commission restriction, the 30% of subcontracting. And it's also important that when you are doing this type of proposals, that you take in consideration that if you are forming a consortium, the consortium should have the expertise to do what you are proposing to. So if the subcontracting will be 60%, then what is the consortium actually doing? So this is also important to take into consideration, as well as Drago was saying, this is a community-led approach. So use the communities, use the local actors, and collaborate with them. Of course, that in some extent, I also understand the question. Don't get me wrong, okay? I don't know if my colleagues have any other important question.
Yes, I just wanted to, good morning, I'm Anna. I just wanted to say some general, to give some general information that some people have been asking here in the chat. So after the session today, we will publish the recording of this session in the YouTube channel, sorry, of the SoS2LearnDBS. We will paste again the relevant links in the chat, so you can check our YouTube channel. You can see there also in the slides. We will post regular publications in our social media. And within the website of the project, there is a specific web page about this call. So please visit this page regularly, because we will continue to upload documents there. For example, about this question here, if the presentation will be available to show to potential participants, we are producing fact sheets that are summaries, so very short documents with the main characteristics of the call. We will have these fact sheets translated into different languages, and we will put those fact sheets in the specific web page of the community-led call. Okay, so always and regularly keep visiting our web page, because we will put there more and more documents. Right now, you will see there the basic documents, like the conditions of the call, the link to the application form that you can check. But we will in the next weeks publish more documents to support you and to support other potential partners. Also, as my colleagues have said, we will have more events to talk about this call and to support any potential applicants. So we will have another info session in February that will be more dedicated to the development of projects. So it will not be so much as the session of today that is more dedicated to discuss the, so to say, the administrative and the eligibility conditions. We will have another info session that is more dedicated to the projects themselves, to the type of projects that you could develop. We will have also a brokerage event. Also, you will see information about this in our social media. This brokerage event will be for all those who are interested in joining a consortium or building a consortium. So we will announce this. And also, you can see there in the slide, we have an email address to where you can write your questions. But please, before sending your questions, check in our FAQ, frequently asked questions, in the website. There is already a section with the most common questions, so please check there if these questions answer your doubts. If not, please write to our email address. And when we see questions that may be relevant for all potential applicants, we will also regularly update our FAQ with new clarifications. Thank you.
Okay, we are still answering the questions. So I don't know if my colleagues have any flagged question to be answered verbally.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I can answer one of the questions. Carolina has asked a question regarding... You can
Yes,
hear me?
go ahead. Sorry. Yes, I can hear
Sorry. Regarding if it's acceptable that education, capacity building, and citizen science form the core of the project, or is it the restoration component more valuable? So, as long as a proposal aims to tackle one of the three objectives of the EU mission, Oceans and Waters, the proposal is eligible. Then the evaluation criteria can be checked, and of course, some activities that have more of a participatory approach will be valued more because that's a defining factor, but it all depends on how the proposal is structured. Given these are applications for community-led actions, it is well seen to have a lot of community engagement in the proposal, but it is required that that proposal is not only about education and capacity building, that while doing those activities, it includes an activity that aims to tackle one of the goals of the EU mission, Oceans and Waters. I hope this was clear. Checking other questions, something that Katarina and I have already answered in the Q&A and in the chat. A proposal can be developed with partners from just one country. However, it is valuable that it is done in international consortia, so that you have partners from multiple countries, as that is part of one of the evaluation criteria. So if it is an international consortium, it will be valued as it promotes a cross-border knowledge exchange. The remaining questions I will answer writing because I believe they're very specific to the topic. But as long, in terms of eligibility, the consortium leader must be based in one of the Danube and Black Sea countries, but any organization that is in any other European Union or Horizon Europe associated countries is eligible to be a consortium member. And that is it, I believe, from the questions that we've had. Are there any more questions anybody would like to pose on the Q&A?
Okay, so for the question of Mistal, are Polish companies eligible as partners? Yes, they are eligible as partners. And then we have a question from Christina. The proposal can be developed for just one country in the region, or it would be good to have partners. Okay, so Mariana just answered this one. We are having this question a lot. So national partners, consortium of national partners can apply, but it is well seen if we have international consortiums.
We see that some people are writing the questions in the chat, but please, if possible, leave your questions in the Q&A. You can see in the top part of your screen, just on the right side of chat, you can see a button that is Q&A. This is just to make sure that we don't miss any questions. So we can perhaps copy these questions to the Q&A, but I see these questions from Christina. The proposal can be developed for just one country in the region, or it would be good to have partners from other countries. I think this one, Mariana already answered that it can be just for one country, but transnational cooperation is valued also in terms of evaluation criteria. And I think we had another question, but now I don't see it. Perhaps it was already put in the Q&A. So let's go back there to see if there is any missing question.
Okay, there is a question. There is, hello, will there be an opportunity to discuss our project concept with you in detail before submission? Thank you. No, we do not take into consideration this. So we will use these info sessions to help you in this development, but we will not discuss in detail any proposal with any candidate.
To answer one more question, can you clarify whether specific activities within a consortium of international partners need to occur at designated locations in each participating country, or would it be adequate for them to be held at a single pilot site in the country of the consortium leader? The activities do not necessarily need to be held in the country of the consortium leaders. However, the activities should all focus on one of the regions. So one of the, we indicate 5 regions for the Danube, Basin and Black Sea. So all the activities of one proposal should be focused on one of those regions. Whether you have different pilot sites or different locations, that's up to you and what you bring in your project and in your proposal. You just need to ensure that they're all focused on the same region, as when you apply, you have to select the region in which you intend to develop your project. So I hope this is clear. Thank you.
And in addition, Mariana, just to add that they need to have a local actor in there in the consortium. Although the consortium leader might not be from the region, the local actor needs to be from the region.
Regarding the questions about UK universities and Swiss organizations, any country that is listed as Horizon Europe associated country, which in this case per one of the last updates, but I would ask you to please don't take this as a binding information and go check yourselves on the European Commission website and on the Horizon Europe website to check. But any right now, both UK and Switzerland are indicated as Horizon Europe associated countries. So for that reason, you are eligible to apply as consortium members, not as consortium leaders, as consortium leaders need to be in the indicated DBS countries. But please go ahead and check on the official websites, as it's always best to do so in case there is any update to this list until the moment the proposals are submitted and evaluated.
One question that we have from Carlos is, do the operations need to be carried out only on the Danube River and Black Sea region? Yes, they need to be implemented in the Danube River and Black Sea region. Then we have a question from Svetlana asking, is there possibility of receiving an advance payment to finance project activities? Is there possibility of receiving an advance payment? Okay, it's the same question. So you will receive, let me go back to the slide. When you sign the grant agreement, you will receive 35% of the budget, okay? And then the second installment will be after approval of the midterm report, and the last installment will be paid after approval of the final interim report. Mariana, Dragos, Franciscana, do you see any other question in the chat or in the Q&A? Okay, we have more, right? One more. Does the whole Croatia belongs to Middle Danube region? Dragos, this is a question for you, I would say. If you can help us.
Yes, yes, as it's also written in the guidelines for applicant. Yes, why not?
So it
It's
is
an
an
eligible.
yeah.
Sorry, it's an eligible country. Yes.
I think the question is related to the implementation of the project. Can it be implemented in any part of Croatia? Perhaps that's the question. I don't know, because of course Croatia is an eligible country.
Just to make sure that we have addressed all your questions, please, if anyone sees that their question has not been responded, please write in the chat or perhaps raise the hand. I don't know if attendees can have privileges to raise the hand, but just please write something in the chat like my question hasn't been answered, so that we can address it. Okay. Again, we have pasted there in the chat the link of the FAQ, and again we will update them regularly. Even probably with some questions that you put today, we will use them as basis to add in the FAQ new information. And specifically, when Mariana was talking about the countries that are eligible to apply, not as coordinators, but as members of the consortium, also in the FAQ, there is one question about that, and there is one link to the web page where you can see the updated associated countries for Horizon Europe. Okay, so the FAQ is always a good reference for questions that you may have.
Regarding one of the questions, sorry, Dragos, will you?
No. I wanted to dive more in the question related to Croatia. So, if Croatia is eligible, the project proposal will focus on issues related to the Danube River Basin. Now, if you go to we can go to the guidelines and see what are the eligible activities, and also this can answer to Gorgis, Morki, Gmail, something related to if our proposal covers region-specific priority challenges from both lower and middle Danube. As I said in the end of my presentation, applicants may address the challenges presented in our presentation, but also if they are well contextualized and demonstrate clear relevance to mission objectives, they can address other challenges, or they can make a really good proposal with challenges from upper or from Danube Delta challenges or something like this. Yes, it's not limited. It's not only specific to upper Danube. They're just indicative to see what you can do in our proposal.
As
you,
for
Dragos.
other questions that were made in the meantime, the activities to be implemented have to be on the Danube River, or can it also be on tributaries? The project is on the Danube River Basin, so as long as they are well located within the regions of the Danube River Basin, and that is explained on the proposal, that is okay. Can we combine Lower Danube with Danube Delta region? Once more, as I've said before, the proposals need to choose one region in which they are implementing actions. Some countries are both lower Danube and Danube Delta, we are aware, or Danube Delta or Black Sea, for example. We have countries where those regions overlap, but nonetheless, you must choose which region you want to implement. And within that region, you can have different locations, so it does not necessarily need to be all the activities in the same country. You just need to make sure that you have a local partner in that region, and then within that region, you can implement in multiple sites. For the sharing of the PowerPoint, we will be sharing this whole session, which includes the PowerPoint on YouTube for the recording. All the information that is on the PowerPoint, however, it is all on the call for applicants and guidelines for applicants document. So we recommend that you check that document and not the PowerPoint itself, as the PowerPoint is simply a synthesis of the guidelines for applicants, and the PowerPoint is not binding information. The binding information for your applications and your proposals, where you should get your information from, is on the document, the guidelines for applicants, which Anna has shared on the chat initially. Not sure if we still have questions to be answered or not. Don't think so. I think we've addressed all of your questions. Checking here. If anybody has a question that has not been addressed, as we mentioned before, please send it back again or mention it on the chat.
So far, no, but just for you to know that we will take a look at these questions that you pop up during the session. We will add them to the FAQ document. So we will make sure that your questions will be answered at least in that part. So we will go through all of them and take out the questions that were made in here. Vera asked again, will the presentation be sent to the participants? No, so the records of this session will be made available on our social media, but we will not share the presentation.
Any questions you have in the upcoming days throughout all of this process for applications? We'll have, as Anna mentioned, other info sessions. We'll have a brokerage event to help you form your consortiums. But in the meantime, any questions you may have, anything that we've not clarified clearly enough on this info session, please send your questions to SoS2LearnDBS@innova.business so that we can answer you through there as efficiently as possible.
So in addition, we just pasted in the chat the register for our next info session. So you can already use the link and register. It will be on the 24th of February at the same time as today, 10:30 CAT. We are also pasting our email contacts. Dragos, yes, please go ahead.
I just want to thank, I just looked now at the people participating, and I want to thank everyone for participating in this huge number. It shows that partners are interested in our call, and I want to encourage everyone to go visit our website and read the guidelines and annexes, because there for sure you will find all the relevant information for writing a good proposal.
Thank you so much, Dragos. And I think this is a very nice way for us to finish, to say this, that we're really happy with the attendance we have, that we are really hoping for very good proposals. We are hoping to have a very hard time deciding on the best ones. So thank you so much, and please join us for our next info sessions, but also for the brokerage event. Let us know with any emotion that you are allowed to, if this brokerage event is important for you or not. This is also information that we would like to have. So thumbs up if this brokerage event is important for you. Yeah, I can see that it is, that's nice. We will make our very best to try to organize it as soon as possible. So we can have you all on board forming successful consortiums and great collaborations. Yes, Anna, please.
Sorry, I see that someone has risen the hand. Predrag Bogdanovic, I think, sorry for the pronunciation. I don't know if you want to say something.
We have a few minutes, so I think we can allow you to talk. Just give us a second. Yes. Maybe this is not a race and to talk. Just write it in the chat then. Okay, so I think we can finish in here. Thank you so much for your attendance, and have a nice day and a nice week. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.